Just before the Babylonian captivity of Jerusalem in the early 6th century BCE, the Book of Mormon states that a man named Lehi received a direct command from God to take his family and flee the city. Leaving the protection of civilization meant stepping into an unforgiving, trackless expanse. Surviving required careful navigation, yet Lehi's party set out without a map. But one morning, as they camped in the wilderness, Lehi stepped outside his tent door and discovered a strange object resting on the ground. The text describes it as a brass ball of curious workmanship. Inside, it contained 2 independent spindles. Later in the narrative, the prophet Alma identifies this device as the Liahona, a word he interprets to mean a compass. This single object became the divine instrument dictating whether the traveling party would survive the journey or perish. As Lehi's family moved deeper into the unknown, their entire route depended on this device to dictate their path forward. Inside the brass sphere, 2 internal spindles pointed the way. Writing would spontaneously appear, providing specific instructions. It was not magnetic. The spindles were powered entirely by the user's faith and diligence. Following God's commandments provided a clear path. The journey eventually pushed the group out of the desert and onto a ship to cross the ocean. During this crossing, 2 of Lehi's sons rebelled against him. Because the party's collective faith wavered, the power source vanished and the compass stopped working, leaving the ship adrift in turbulent waters. The device acted as a direct barometer of the travelers' moral standing. Surviving the harsh environments they crossed was completely dependent on their spiritual obedience. In 1830s America, Joseph Smith formally published the Book of Mormon, introducing the narrative of Lehi's journey to the public. Early participants in the Latter-day Saint movement did not treat the brass ball as a myth. Joseph Smith and 3 of his close associates, known as the 3 Witnesses, stated that God promised to show them the Liahona. They claimed that they actually saw the physical object in a miraculous vision. By claiming they viewed the physical device, early church leaders anchored an ancient text to tangible historical testimony. That physical validation reinforced the faith of their followers. The physical migration of the early church ended long ago, but the Liahona's purpose evolved from a physical map to a metaphorical one. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints embedded the artifact into its institutions, naming one of its international magazines, Liahona, to symbolize its mission of directing readers. In 1967, a sociological essay mapped Latter-day Saint worship onto a spectrum. The iron rod represents an approach to faith relying on strict adherence to established rules. In contrast, a Liahona Mormon practices faith flexibly, relying on personal revelation to adapt to new situations. This behavioral profile mirrors the ancient device itself. A Liahona Mormon reacts to modern circumstances much like the brass spindles reacted to the faith and environment of those carrying it. An ancient tool built for physical survival in the desert evolved into a psychological blueprint. Millions of people now use that exact blueprint to navigate the complexities of their spiritual lives today.